All right, so this is one of the toughest games I had all day. You can tell they're fairly high, or they're higher rated than me. So I'll just take you through it. Do my standard opening. Okay, so that's kind of weird too. I guess they did a. I don't hardly ever see that where somebody opens with a pawn like the way I do, but they did it. But I mean, they didn't really benefit from it. I guess okay. So they were doing that attack there, which I actually do a lot. But when I do it, I actually do it to their queen and not the king. But I mean, it's easy to block. So yeah, I swing out and I'm doing it to their queen, and then they just block it and I drop back. I bring up my queen here, and look, my queen has a little pathway all the way up to right here, and so right there's a check, and you can see that my queen is set up to do a lot of damage right here. But right here I'm just trying to clear a path. I'm thinking like I actually should have dropped the knight back and slung the bishop up there. That would have been better. I thought I could do it with the bishop. Oh, that's the other thing is I didn't. When I did this, I wasn't even thinking, and then so boom, they slide the rook down and take my rook. And right here, I'm thinking like, okay, cool, I can actually do something. And I wasn't expecting them to sling a queen up here though. But I mean, obviously their queen's protected and mine's not. So I was like, eek, dropped it back. Bring up this pawn here. I'm not sure why I put that pawn up there. Okay, so right here they're going after my king. I gotta move him somewhere. I just slide a bishop in there and block. Right there, it looks pretty bad for me, right? Right here, I thought they wanted to trade, but I wasn't willing to trade. And I was like, well, if they want to trade, I'll just move my knight there, and then if they want to trade, we'll trade. And right here, I sort of put them in a position where they were just like, screw it, I'll take it. And look how my knight here was set up. If he didn't move that bishop, I could have went knight to bishop and then to the other bishop, but I guess they saw that coming. Right there, I castled. Pawn to pawn. Slinging this up there. The rook drops back. Chase the rook a little bit. Protecting that bishop. That was something I saw right there, is that bishop could have just got blasted right there. They sling that bishop down to take my pawn. Right there, they got me in a check. Right here, I'm chasing their bishop with my king, and they're just going to move it out. And then right here, I think that he messes up. Yeah, he moves that knight and doesn't notice that his rook right there is unprotected, and so I just steal the rook. And then he moves the rook over there, which basically... Oh, I could have gone in for that rook, but his knight would have killed my bishop, and I don't know if you can tell, but I'm already lower on pieces than he is, so I really can't trade as much as I normally would. Okay, right there I got him a check, and can't drop back because of the bishop, but he has a little spot right there you can sneak into. What did I draw? Oh, so right here I'm thinking about sliding the bishop behind the king, and then when I move the king, he'll be in check. I think that's actually what I do, yeah. And so then he's in a bad spot there with his rook. So, but he just takes it like that. Not quite sure what here. So right there, I'm thinking I'm going to slide in there. This was kind of a bad spot for my bishop. I mean, my rook. Oh, so that's a good play on their part. You see how when their knight moves and kills my knight, my king's in check. So I wanted to kill that knight with my rook, but I couldn't. So I had to move my king out. Right here, I'm thinking, cool, I got two knights I can kill, right? But one of them's actually protected by a pawn, and the other one moves out of the way. And then look right here, he didn't notice this, but right here, he totally could have killed my rook with a pawn, and he would have won the game for sure. But he didn't notice it. Right there, he was probably going bishop to bishop there, but I block it with this king, check. Right here, I'm in a bad spot. I'm like thinking, holy cow, he's got like two of my pieces right here. So I pretty much have to give the bishop up. And then right here, I start to realize I can actually win. I can actually get a checkmate because his king can't get out to the second row because my king's blocking it. But my rook, if my rook slides to that last file, I'll have a checkmate. And I think he notices it too, so he actually goes up there and blocks my rook from getting to that last file spot. So I moved to right here thinking, okay, I can do it from here maybe. But then the king moves over, so he obviously knows what's happening. So I'm just trying to figure out a way how to get it to work. I think maybe if I do it here on the back side, I can get away with it, but I had a hard time moving my king up. Oh, sorry. Right here I probably could have actually done it, but I wasn't thinking. No, I couldn't because his bishop's guarding that corner. So I slide up to here, but still his bishop's guarding that spot too. It's like if I could just slide over, I'd be set. Oh, so right here. And that's game. Right there's checkmate. And so he had way more pieces than me, but I was able to sneak in there and get it like that with a king and a rook. And it took me a little bit of figuring out because the bishop actually was guarding the spots pretty good. But yeah, so it was an interesting win because I was obviously losing, right?